and Sam are going to compete for the senior manager position. With the new CEO flying in this week for the interview, they need to prove their worth for the position. Taylor, a janitor at the company, meets two. She asks them for help here and there, from picking up trash to picking boxes to helping with some chorus. Jack is good with her, but not for Sam. Taylor even asks them for help with the trash on the day of the interview. As usual, Jack is up for help even though he knows that it will affect his schedule for the interview. Sam had no problem for the day. Will Jack be able to make it for the interview? Didn't Jack get a chance to be the new senior manager? Or does Sam manage to snap the position away? Find out what happened next in this short video.
Stereotyping is the act of making a judgment on someone based on one perception of a particular group to which individual belong. Let's look at the first scene, which is about gender stereotype. The terms of him and he is referring to a man. Due to that, it is clear that Sam have a thought that only men can be a leader, as the stereotype of a female that always be described as a weak, bossy, and aggressive person. This is the second scene, which is about physical attribute stereotype. This is shown a negative stereotype in the community where people that skinny, sick, and all should not have a heavy work like a janitor. Thus, a heavy work should be done by a man or a big person as a thought of having more energy and stronger.
Selective perception is any characteristic that makes a person, object, or event stand out will increase the probability that it will be perceived. Since we can observe everything going on around us, we engage in selective perception. In the short video scene at 3.04 until 3.35 minutes, the issue that says there is a selective perception is that Jack has personal belief that Sam will be chosen by the CEO to be the new senior manager, while he does not know the CEO more closely. He felt that the CEO would choose someone like Sam who is really good at impressing people with status and would not choose someone like him who is less in terms of impressing people but has a good heart. Jack thought the CEO is someone who prefers people who give a good impression with status and ignore other angles.
A general impression for this issue is horn effect. Horn effect is draw a negative general impression on the basis of a single characteristic. There are two scenes in this short video that have horn effect. The first scene is in the minutes of 1.2 until 1.47. A janitor introduced herself as Taylor. She wants to make a handshake with Sam, but Sam rejected by saying that he feels disgusted by not knowing where the hands comes from. At this point, Sam has made a general impression to the Taylor because she worked as a janitor in the office. Next, the second scene is in the minutes of 2.12 until 2.43. The janitor is carrying a heavy load. Unfortunately, the load falls down in front of Sam and Jake. She asked them for some help, but Sam rejected to help as he does not apply any job that carrying the load. Both of the scene is the proof that Sam has made a negative general impression or horn effect to the janitor.
Sam must be open to diversity that occurs in the workplace by appreciating and helping each other without feeling superior. Jack needs to get rid of the thought that his employer will choose him to be the new senior manager and thinks Jake also has a change for this. Jake also needs to think positively by not making assumptions that employers will discriminate against his employees. Sam needs to realize that initial impressions are just the beginning, and Sam needs to remember to always respect and serve the people around him well.
There are many perceptions that can be related to this short video. Some of them are stereotyping, selective perception, and halo effect. Perception actually has positive and negative impact. We can use perception to give the first impression about someone and also easy to adapt to someone depending on the situation. On the other hand, perception also can cause misunderstanding between individuals because of a false impression. As a conclusion, we need to be careful with our perception because sometimes it can be good and sometimes it can be bad for us.